Hi, guys. I wasn't sure I was going to actually post today, but I'm telling you, I just think that you need to know my update because I'm not doing all that great. But I want to tell you why I think it is, and no excuses. But I just want to say that I have not been able to fast for like 4 days now, and there's a reason for that. And we all go through different seasons in life. And right now, I am like super, super stressed. I won't go into detail about that, but you kind of need to know that when a person's cortisol levels are really high, you really aren't going to get results in keto, and you're going to be using lots of potassium. But I'm telling you, even though I'm drinking my electrolyte drinks, it's not it's not taking care of everything. My blood pressure is high. I was almost off of my medication. I thought I was going to talk to my doctor, but my blood pressure was coming down to almost normal. So I just kind of want to let you know a few things and let you know what kind of things I'm going to be doing to take care of myself. For one thing, I have been able to, despite the really super hot weather with heat warnings and everything, I wake up, at least right after dawn, and I look at my phone and see what the temperature is outside. 83 degrees, but I'm walking. I just walk a little bit, like 7/10 of a mile. It's better than nothing. And later in the day, when I'm ready to go out or would be ready to go out, I want nothing to do with getting in my car and going down to the gym. I'm just sorry. That's just the way it is. But I have been lifting weights and using my stretchy bands. And another thing I'm doing for myself is drinking things like green tea. Now, at the end of the program, I'm going to give a big shout out to lots of channels that I follow. By the way, this is Yamamoto Yama Sencha loose green tea. So, and there's a little basket that fits in here, a little metal basket with a handle on it that you just put your loose tea in it, and then you put the boiling water in, and you take that out after it steeps. So, but right now I'm drinking sweet ginger citrus turmeric vitality tea. My daughter gave this to me. So it's got wonderful ingredients in it that should be very soothing. Here it's evening, and I've already had quite a day where, you know, working on computer issues that my brother thought I ought to work on. And, because I've got a real techie brother who tries to keep me safe and updated and everything. So I got to work with him when he's around because he's got some health issues that I wish he didn't. Of course, I wish he didn't have. So, anyway, I want to show you a few things. Uh, this is what I have found from listening to all these different professionals online. This is my lemon balm tea, and it smells wonderful. I make my little, if I'm really good to myself and I stop just browsing YouTube continuously or whatever, I make my evening tea. And I do some really different things. I don't do it every time, but I learned about an elixir that you can make with lemon balm tea that you can sweeten it with stevia drops. I've got vanilla stevia drops, but that's not all. I'm not always going to have those. I hate to be dependent on that, so I've learned to drink my green tea straight. I like that little bit of bitter taste. I don't. I've never really liked green tea until I got this um, Yamamoto Yama. So it comes from straight from Japan, where they generally, I think they have the best white tea and the best green tea. But anyway, I have had a lot of bad luck with green tea over the years. I won't name the companies, but I did not feel well. Something didn't sit right with me, and it happened twice. So I was like, well, okay, that's the end of that. I'm never going to buy that again. So, but anyway, other things I'm doing is like drinking decaf instead of regular coffee. But on these days where it's so hot, and even though I'm keeping the room really cold at night, your body knows when it's too hot outside. And somehow I'm reacting to the heat outside, even though I'm pretty much hiding from the heat. I have gone out when I have to, and I can do it. I can tolerate it for a few minutes, but I'm pretty dry inside. I have to drink lots of tea. I have hibiscus tea, chilled in the refrigerator. So, there's a lot of things that we can do for ourselves. Be sure and try to go for a little walk, even if it's only like 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night. Try to increase it to 10 minutes if you can, both times. We need walking. If you're under a lot of stress, you pretty much have to walk if you're going to bring that down, if you're going to bring down your cortisol levels. So, what else? Okay, so I listen to a lot of soundscapes at night. There are nights when I just can't, like on these days that I don't do, like if I eat 3 meals instead of my usual two, when I'm doing a longer fast, uh, I can't get to sleep until late at night. It doesn't matter how early I got up, but it also doesn't matter how late I went to bed. I still wake up pretty early, right? Almost at the crack of dawn. And if not, shortly after. But you will find that when you only eat 2 meals a day, you can go to sleep quicker because your body needs to cool down a little bit. Especially if you get away from the screens and just go listen to an audiobook. But that's what I'll have to do. Sometimes I'll be had my third meal, and sure, it's been maybe 3 hours since I ate it, but I still don't want to go to bed. So eventually I just say, okay, that's enough. I'm going to go get ready for bed. So I start going through my little routine, and then I'll sit up if necessary. If it just gets me into bed, I will prop up the pillows just right and I'll sit up, close my eyes with an audiobook on. I've got my own little bedtime stories. I got 3 of them tonight. I noticed that people have posted for me, and I'm thankful for that. But then I'm also using soundscapes. I'll even put one on in the evening if I'm really good to myself, or like maybe a crackling fire by the ocean. That's one of my favorites. Or just plain ocean waves crashing against the shore. And in the morning, I'll get up and I didn't this morning or even yesterday, but if I'm really good, I'll put on a little bit of a like a nature, either rivers, stream, field of flowers, mountains in the background, anything like that, for at least 15 minutes. And, I've kind of pulled all this information off of YouTube that I hadn't been doing for myself. So I just want to present it to you as bringing together some little ideas that you might have to listen and listen for hours on end to find. So keep keep it on my channel, please, and like and subscribe. Thank you. And I want to tell you a couple more things that might be contributing to my issues. Recently, I ordered some Valencia peanut butter because I heard that that was better than other kind of uh, peanut butter, that was less likely to have harmful ingredients in it. So I got this off of Amazon. It's organic, and y'all can't afford that all the time. So I think that I've noticed that whenever I take a bite of this, I just want more and more and more of it. and I'm hungry the rest of the meal. I just want to keep eating and keep eating. And then my blood sugar will, I mean, it feels like I'm hungry like 2 or 3 hours later, just like I used to be. And I thought that I had gotten rid of my insulin resistance, and I did. I did for a while, but then super stress comes along, and that will spike your blood sugar. It doesn't matter what you've been doing on keto, it will spike your blood sugar and your blood pressure. But so another thing that happened about the same time, my a family member that loves to cook cooked some falafel with tzatziki sauce, and I've been noshing on that. And I had decided at the same time, I decided not to do fasting for a couple of days. It was only supposed to be like 2 or 3 days. At the same time, I decided I was going to make quinoa. So I boiled quinoa. Pardon me. I boiled quinoa in chicken broth. And boy, was that's really good. And I have a way of adding a little bit of nutrition to my diet. It's real easy to do. And of course, Dr. Berg mentions this, but I have for many years used brewer's yeast because it's really jam packed with your B vitamins. Well, I had given that up for many, many years until I heard Dr. Berg say that. So I started using that, and that way, because I do not use a multivitamin B complex because they usually have too much B12, which I had gone to a seminar on sleep, and the doctor said that too much B12 can actually keep you awake. And sure enough, my mother-in-law used to pop her B complexes when she'd go for a long trip driving between states. So I had given that up though, but having it helps me to feel more satiated and feel like I'm getting those B vitamins because I tend to be low on B6. I might have mentioned that in one of my posts. So here's my shout out. This is getting long, but I wanted to mention that for various reasons, I'm going to explain briefly. I like to follow not only Dr. Berg, and I'm not just following him because there's some things that I think other people have to contribute to the keto community. So, but I learn a lot from him about the body, and it would do you get some good to learn more about your body and how it functions. And he explains it with graphics. He's very clear. He speaks directly at you, to you, and in a manner that you have time to process. So I've noticed Dr. Boz. She's a lady doctor, beautiful lady, beautiful person. Um, she helped her mother uh, overcome cancer with what she had learned. Her mother has passed away though from other causes, but she is a proponent of, you know, you can either drink your ketones or cause your body to go into ketosis through the normal methods like everyone's talking about, where you fast, or you can really push yourself into ketones fast by eating cans of sardines. Well, I'm here to tell you, I have never eaten a sardine in my life, and I'm trying to get up the nerve to do that. Anyway, I already thought I had my body was in uh, fat, um, off of sugar dependency and more into, I was fat adapted. I did get to be fat adapted. So also I follow Dr. Pelz, who has written a book for women, well, and for men too. It's called Fast Like a Woman, but she addresses the men. So don't back out of the shit, guys. You need to know some of the information that she can give you about your woman. She can explain to you what time of the month she's doing what, and how this relates to you and what you can do to help, and also why she should fast a little bit differently than you if you're of a mind to do keto. But if you've got a woman who's doing keto, this book would be helpful. I don't have the book. It would be great to read it, but anyway, she talks a lot about everything on YouTube, so I've already garnered quite a bit of information just by listening to her. And then there's Dr. Eckberg, and he was a decathlon athlete, and so I really put a lot of trust in his words, and he's got a lot of great information, and he also has graphics that he explains very, very well. Um, uh, he knows how to keep his weight down and how to keep healthy, but he will do these funny little tests, just a one person test, and he always gives a disclaimer. Well, this is only one person out of one or out of thousands or millions of people, but he'll do things like eat eggs for a week, or just eat meat for a week, or bacon and eggs or something like that, and then test his blood. And of course, he's got all these different tests that you can find through him. They're a little bit expensive, so I'm not going to spring for that. Um, and then there's Dr. Osborne, and he's very good as well with his graphics and explaining a lot of great information. And if you put all this together and then include not doctor, an athlete, Thomas DeLauer, and that's DeLauer, Thomas DeLauer. Um, he he knows exactly how to get that weight down. But I just heard him post just as soon as I was thinking the same thing, that some people get too skinny and they lose muscle and they need to go off of fasting for a while. So depending on what you're going through, tweak your diet. You know, don't even do keto. Just if you're doing, like, if you quit eating at 5 o'clock at night, guess what? If you eat at 9 o'clock in the morning, you have fasted, what is it, 16 hours. And the sayers, they say that 14 to 16 hours is a fast. You might hear conflicting information about that, but you will notice a difference. And if you don't have my issue that I'm currently experiencing, you will notice a difference in your blood sugars. You won't feel so many of the cravings. The best place to start, though, is just drop off those snacks, because every time you eat, you spike your blood sugar. Um, Drop it down to 3 meals a day if you were having 4 or 5, and then cut out things like crackers and bread. There's a keto bread that I know how to make. Uh, the main thing is to get yourself off of sugar, and it's not a weaning process. You cannot just gradually stop eating sugar. I'm sorry to tell you, if you have my extreme issues that I've developed over the years, you've got to you've got to go cold turkey. It took me 2 weeks to get over my cravings. Some people it only takes 3. So good luck. Good luck to you with that. If you're young, please start now. Your life is going to get really hard if you don't start now. I'm here to tell you. So, okay. So, I was going to mention that a few things have improved about my health. And so, I need to keep going. It helps me to talk to you. And I would ask if you would please comment, because I really need your support right now if you're out there. Uh, but I've had things happen to me, like I've got some skin issues. I don't know if you noticed my freckles, and you know, I had a mole that the doctor's been watching for a long time. It fell off. It literally fell off of me, and it was kind of a worrisome thing. So yeah, I've already had skin cancer twice. So all right, thank you for listening. Talk to you soon.